Greetings, mathematicians. Today we're going to add and subtract polynomials. But first, your Laffy Taffy jokes. All right, let me get my computer set up here. All right, so first we're going to take a look at adding polynomials. And there's going to be two ways to look at this. We can add the polynomials either horizontally or vertically. So we'll take a look at both, and then you just decide which one you're most comfortable with. And we'll see if I can get this thing working. All right. Okay, so some terminology first. This is a polynomial. It's made up of monomials. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 different terms here. And another polynomial, 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So again, some terminology. The 3 is called a coefficient in front of the x cubed term. -2, that's your coefficient in front of the x squared term. Remember, we have some invisible ones. This would be 1x, and the constant would be -7. Okay, and I could go through that with the other one also. So one of the strategies is to get your like terms together is to just do this horizontally. One method is to underline your like terms based on the exponent. So I can see this 3x cubed is to the 3rd power, so I'm going to put 3 underlines. -2x squared, its exponent is 2. This would be to the 1st. And I just don't do anything with the constants, just leave that alone. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. And notice that because it's an addition, all of these signs are staying the same. Now I can get my like terms together. And we just have to use integer rules. So we look at the coefficient, 3x cubed minus 5x cubed. Well, 3 minus 5 is -2. -2x squared plus the 5x squared. Okay, so I have more positive. They're opposite signs. I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3 plus 3x squared. Remember, I have my invisible 1. 1x plus 3x is 4x. And then my constant is -7 minus 2. Same sign. We add them together. Sign stays the same. 7 plus 2 is 9. Sign stays the same. -9. So another way we can set this up is to do it horizontally and match up those like terms right away. Vertically, and match up those like terms right away. So notice, here's my first polynomial. Here's the second one, and I lined up all my like terms. And then we just add 3x cubed plus a -5x squared. So it's just a different way of organizing. Here's my invisible 1. Now notice I should come up with the same exact answer, which I do. So it doesn't matter if you work these out horizontally or if you line them up vertically. You just decide which method you like the best. Okay, subtracting. So I use the same polynomials, but this time I have subtract in the middle. So what happens when we subtract? You're going to change the problem to an addition and make sure that you change all terms behind the subtraction sign to their opposites. So basically what we're doing is we are distributing a -1. And anything times -1 is its opposite. So notice if I work the problem out horizontally, my first polynomial didn't change a thing. The second polynomial, as I wrote it down, I changed every term to its opposite. plus 5x cubed minus 5x squared minus 3x plus 2. Now we just work it like an addition. I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to underline. This is to the third power. Going to underline it 3 times, 2 times once. Keep that constant just the way it is. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and keep the constant. Don't do an underline for that. All right, let's get our like terms together. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. Now notice x cubed, it just stays x cubed. It doesn't change. That exponent doesn't change. I should have probably stressed that when we were doing the addition. Negative 2x squared goes with the negative 5x squared. Same sign, add them together, and that sign stays the same. 2 plus 5 is 7, sign stays the same. Invisible 1, 1x, minus 3x. They are different signs. We're going to subtract them, keep that sign of the bigger one. 3 minus 1 is 2, but I have more negative. So that leaves me with minus 2x. Here's my constant, negative 7 plus 2. They're opposites. I have way more negative. I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 2 is 5, but I know it's going to stay negative 5. Now you can also do that vertically. Just line them up. Get those like terms. Notice that first polynomial is just the same as above. But as I write them down, I change this to an addition problem, change everything to its opposite. Now let's see if we end up getting the same answer. 3 plus 5 for our coefficient, 8x cubed. Negative 2 minus 5, same sign, add them together, sign stays the same. 1 plus negative 3, negative 2x. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. And let's just double check. We end up with the same answers. Final answer, remember these are individual terms, so we can't add them together. We just end up with 4 terms for our final answer. Okay, so go ahead and cut these out and get these glued into your notebook.